students. In this video, we will learn what is active voice and passive voice, when it will be used, what is the structure of active voice and passive voice. Please listen till the end of the video as it is very important topic in English grammar and is mostly asked in many competitive examinations and academic exams. So, let's get started. Active voice. Active voice is a form of a verb which tells subject does some action on an object. Example, Rama killed Ravana. Here, Rama is the subject, killed is the verb, Ravana is an object. First, let us know what is subject, what is verb, what is object. Subject is a noun or a pronoun in a sentence about what we speak is a subject. And verb is a word which indicates an action done in a sentence. And object is again a noun or a pronoun which receives the action done by the subject. So, in this case, Rama is the subject, killed is the verb, Ravana is an object. Let us see, in the second example, we kicked out coronavirus. In this case, we are talking about a subject, namely we. So, we is the subject and the word which represents an action is kicked out. That is the verb, and the one who is receiving this action is coronavirus. This is the object. We kicked out coronavirus from India. Doctors are treating patients. In this sentence, we are talking about doctors. So, doctors is the subject. And what is the word which is indicating action? That is treating, it is the verb. And this action is performed on a noun, namely patient. This is an object. In all these cases, we can see the subjects are performing an action on an object. Rama killed Ravana. Rama is the subject performing an action. And we kicked out coronavirus. We is doing an action, namely kicked out. And an object is receiving action. Doctors are treating patients. Doctors are the subjects and doing an action, performing an action, namely treating, that is patients. So, such form of a verb, we call it as an active voice. Active voice represents subject does something on an object. Now, let us see what is passive voice. Passive voice is a form of a verb which tells that subject receives an action done by an object. Their subject receives an action and an object does an action. Example, Ravana was killed by Ravana. Here we are talking about Ravana. This is the subject. And again the killed is a verb. And again Rama is an object. In second example, coronavirus is kicked out by us from India. In this sentence, we are talking about coronavirus. So, this is the subject. And kicked out is the verb and us is the object. Here, the subject coronavirus is receiving an action. Here, coronavirus is not kicking. Coronavirus is kicked out by us. Similarly, in the third sentence, patients are being treated by doctors. Here, patients as a subject are being treated. Here, patients are not performing an action. So, patients, that is subject, which is receiving an action. They are being treated by doctors. Such form of a verb, we call it as a passive voice. So, passive voice is a form of a verb in which subject receives an action done by an object, which tells that subject, something has been done onto the subject. So, let us see what is the structure of active voice and passive voice? When it comes to a grammatical standard structure of active voice, so first we will have a subject followed by a verb, maybe any form, it may be present tense or past tense or past participle, and followed by an object. That is the grammatical standard form of an active voice. And when it comes to a passive voice, you will have a subject first. In these cases, Ravana, coronavirus, and patient, and followed by we have a be form of the verb. Any be form of the verb, and again which is followed by a past participle form of the verb. We know that Indian verbs will have four forms: present tense, past participle, and present participle. So here in passive voice, we always use past participle form or third form of the verb. So that we call it as a B3 form of the verb. Again, we have a agent by and immediately followed by an object. This is the standard form of passive voice. We will be knowing more about this in the next video. So, in day-to-day expression, you can use either active voice or passive voice. Generally, we use active voice when we want to focus more on the subject. Here, the performer of an action is more important than receiver of an action. For example, Prime Minister gave a speech. Here, for me, so who gave a speech is more important than what he has done. So in such cases, if I want to focus on a subject, we can use active voice. Second example, I baked a cake. So in this sentence, for me, who baked the cake is more important than what has been baked. So in such cases, we can use active voice. Whenever you want to shift this focus from subject to either object or a verb, we use passive voice. Generally, we use passive voice when we do not know who is the performer of an action. Example, Rahul's wallet was stolen. Here, we know that. So, whose wallet has been stolen? Rahul's wallet. And who has done this action stolen? We do not know. When we do not know who is the performer of an action, we use passive voice. And passive voice we use when we want to hide the performer of an action intentionally, or we want to make the sentence impersonal. Example, lot of government funds were misused. You can see that lot of government funds, it is a subject, and they were misused by whom? So I don't want to mention it. Okay, or I want to make this sentence as an impersonal. I don't want to pinpoint a specific person who has misused the government funds. In that cases, we use passive voice. And passive voice is also used when we want to focus on what the action done is more important than who does it. Example, the classrooms were cleaned every day. For me here, who is cleaning the classrooms, it does not matter. I don't want to bother. I want to know whether it has been which has been cleaned every day or not is important. In that case, we can use passive voice. Another example, the roads were repaired. You can see that here. So, who is repairing the roads is not important for me. Whether it has been repaired or not is more important. In such cases, we use passive voice. Passive voice, learning passive voice is very important. As you can see, passive voice is used in newspaper reports, in everyday newspapers, and academic writing also we use passive voice, and bureaucratic writing, passive voice is preferred. And when you want to prepare a lab reports, we use passive voice. So thank you for now. And in the next video, we will learn how to make active voice and passive voice sentences in various tenses.